isn't it?" "It sounds very nice," said Freddy, "but where could I go? I don't want to travel and have adventures. I'd like to find a nice quiet spot where I could settle down and drowse the long summer hours away, write a line or two of poetry, perhaps, if I felt like it." He looked off dreamily over the freshly ploughed fields of the bean farm. "Maybe go in bathing to get up an appetite for my supper. There'd have to be water, of course. And then take a short stroll in the gloaming before climbing in between the cool, lavender-scented sheets." He sighed happily. "I may try my hand at a bit of artistic work, painting. Now, I've always felt that I had a talent for painting. Then we can have a show of my work when I come back." "You haven't gone yet," interrupted Jinx. "You don't have to be sarcastic," said Freddy with dignity. "Of course I haven't gone, and as far as I can see I'm not going. Where could I find such a place? I haven't money enough to rent a cottage at a summer resort, and I don't suppose there are many hotels that cater to pigs. So I think—" "Hey, what's this?" interrupted Wheatley. He had been looking at the copy of the Bean Home News, which Freddy had laid aside, and now he pointed excitedly at an item on the back page. "Don't interrupt, Wheatley," said Freddy reprovingly. "As I was saying—" "But, Cousin Frederick," Wheatley insisted, "I'm sorry to interrupt, but this may be just what you're looking for. See here." So Freddy and Jinx bent over the paper. The item was a small advertisement at the foot of the last page. It read, "Wanted. Reliable party to act as caretaker of large estate during summer. Duties light, remuneration generous. For further details, apply to Mr. Weezer, President, First National Bank of Centerborough." Freddy said, "My goodness, that does look good, doesn't it?" Then he shook his head. "But he'd want a man for that job, not a pig." "It says reliable party, not reliable man," said Jinx. "And if you're not a reliable party, I don't know where he'd find one." "What's this remuner, whatever it is?" asked Wheatley. "Remuneration," said Freddy. "It's a fancy name for wages. My goodness, if I could live on somebody's big estate all summer and get paid for it at the same time—" He jumped up. "I'm going into Centerborough to see Mr. Weezer. Want to come along?" So the three animals went out the gate and down the road towards the village. In the excitement of a new idea, Freddy had forgotten all about the heat, and he trotted along briskly, talking all the time about his plans for a summer which was evidently to be the most comfortable and luxurious summer spent by any pig that ever lived. "And you'll come to visit me," he said, "and we'll lie out in hammocks under the trees on the lawn and have ice cream and cakes and ginger ale brought to us on little trays, and—" "Yeah?" said Jinx. "Who's going to carry the little trays?" "That's so," said Freddy thoughtfully. "If the owner of this estate wants a caretaker, I suppose the house is closed and all the servants will be gone. However," he said, brightening, "remuneration generous, remember? I'll be earning enough money to hire somebody to carry the little trays. Don't you worry, Jinx. You'll get your ice cream all right." "Wish I had some now," panted Wheatley. "My goodness, Cousin Frederick, for anyone that complains about the heat, you certainly burn up the road." Freddy slowed down. "I'm sorry," he said. "We'll take a dip in the creek before we go into town. You don't want to go in to see a bank president all hot and sticky." So it was a very cool-looking pair of pigs that was shown into Mr. Weezer's private office in the Centerborough Bank half an hour later. Jinx looked cool too, of course, although he hadn't gone swimming, for cats